Ladies and gentlemen, there is a battle many of us have faced. One that is not waged with swords or guns, but with manipulation, deceit, and control. It is the battle against narcissism. Some of you have encountered people in your life who have tried to dim your light, control your mind, and shatter your sense of worth. They have used words as weapons and silence as a prison, hoping to break you so they could reign over you. But let me tell you something powerful today. The moment you wake up to who you are, the moment you take back your power, you begin to dismantle the very foundation of the narcissist existence. You do not need revenge. You do not need to fight in their arena. Your greatest weapon is wisdom. Your most potent defense is clarity. And your ultimate victory is in rising above their schemes. Today, I want to reveal to you 5 undeniable signs that you have completely destroyed the narcissist. These are not signs of arrogance or vengeance, but signs that you have overcome, signs that you have dismantled their control, signs that you have walked into your divine authority. You see, when a narcissist can no longer manipulate you, they panic. When they realize their words no longer wound you, they crumble. And when they recognize that you have risen above their grasp, they are left powerless. This is the greatest downfall of a narcissist, not your anger, not your hatred, but your indifference, your growth, and your peace. So open your heart and listen carefully, because what I am about to share with you is not just information, it is transformation. If you recognize these signs in your life, then you have already won the battle. Let's begin. You no longer react to their manipulation. One of the most powerful signs that you have dismantled the narcissist's control is that you have stopped reacting to their tactics. A narcissist thrives on your emotional responses. They provoke you, insult you, and twist reality just to get a rise out of you. Your reaction is their fuel. It feeds their ego and gives them a sense of power. But the moment you stop reacting, something happens. They begin to lose control. You see, a narcissist does not fear your anger. They fear your indifference. When you no longer react to their lies, their gaslighting, and their provocations, they become frustrated. They try harder to get under your skin, but you remain unmoved. This is when the tables turn. Your silence speaks louder than their insults. Your calmness unsettles them. The moment they realize they can no longer manipulate your emotions, they begin to feel powerless. They start to unravel because their entire strategy depends on controlling how you feel. It is important to understand that a narcissist's manipulation is not just about words. It is about patterns. They test you to see if you will fall into the same traps. They push buttons they have pushed before, hoping for the same reaction. But when you no longer fall into their cycle, they experience a loss of power. And this is where true victory begins. When you master your emotions, when you refuse to be controlled by their tactics, you take back your power. You move from being a victim to a victor. You rise above their influence, and in doing so, you dismantle their control over your life. They try to smear your name, but it no longer affects you. When a narcissist realizes they can no longer control you, they resort to one of their most desperate tactics, smearing your name. They spread lies, twist the truth, and turn others against you, hoping to destroy your reputation. But here is where the power shift happens. It no longer affects you. Once upon a time, their words would have hurt. The thought of people believing their lies would have caused you pain, but now you stand firm. You know the truth, and you no longer feel the need to defend yourself. You have grown to understand that your character speaks louder than their accusations. A narcissist smear campaign is a sign of their desperation. It is their last attempt to hold onto power because they know they have lost control over you. They try to turn people against you because they cannot stand the idea of you being free. But here's the truth. When you truly walk in confidence and clarity, people will see through their lies. Those who believe them were never meant to be in your life, and those who know your heart will remain. A narcissist's biggest fear is irrelevance. And when their lies no longer affect you, they become irrelevant. This is when the destruction becomes complete. The person they once manipulated is no longer moved by their schemes. They have lost their ability to control how you are perceived. And nothing terrifies them more than that. They try to come back, but you have closed the door. A narcissist always returns. It may be days, months, or even years later, but they always attempt to come back. They come disguised as changed individuals, offering apologies and pretending to have realized their mistakes. But when you have truly destroyed their power over you, you close the door for good. There is a pattern to a narcissist's return. They use guilt, nostalgia, and false humility to draw you back in. They remind you of the good times and downplay the pain they caused. But this time you see through it. You recognize the cycle and you refuse to step back into it. This is one of the greatest victories over a narcissist, your ability to walk away and never look back. When they realize that their usual tactics no longer work, they become desperate. They send messages, use mutual friends, and create scenarios just to get a reaction. But you stand firm. You no longer crave their validation. You no longer seek closure because you have created your own closure. The chapter is closed, and their access to you is permanently denied. Nothing destroys a narcissist more than knowing they no longer have a way back into your life. When they cannot reach you, when they cannot affect you, when they realize they have truly lost you, that is their ultimate downfall. They become obsessed with watching you, but you no longer care. One of the clearest signs that you have completely destroyed a narcissist is that they become obsessed with keeping tabs on you. They may have discarded you, they may have smeared your name, but they cannot stop watching you. They stalk your social media, ask mutual friends about you, and create fake accounts just to monitor your life. This obsession is not because they love you or miss you. It is because they fear your growth. Narcissists cannot stand the idea of you moving on and thriving without them. They need to believe that you are suffering, that you are broken without them, because that reinforces their illusion of superiority. But here is where the true destruction occurs. You no longer care. At one point, you may have checked to see if they were watching. You may have wondered if they regretted losing you, but now their presence or absence makes no difference to you. They have become irrelevant in your world. A narcissist is powerless when you remove their ability to affect you. They thrive on the idea that they still hold a place in your mind, that they still occupy your emotions. But when you are no longer interested in what they are doing, when you stop checking their social media, stop listening to what they say about you, stop giving them any space in your life, they are truly defeated. Their obsession with you is a sign of their own failure. They lost control, and now they are haunted by the reality that you have moved on. They will try to create drama just to pull you back in. They will stage events, send indirect messages, and even pretend to be happy just to get a reaction from you. But when you have truly destroyed their power, they can no longer reach you. This is the ultimate victory. You are free, and they are trapped in a cycle of watching someone who has already left them behind. While you are living, they are lurking. While you are growing, they are shrinking. And the saddest part, they know it, but they cannot change it. They try to replace you, but no one else can fill your shoes. A narcissist's biggest fear is not losing you, it is losing control over you. That is why, after you break free, they quickly try to replace you. They parade their new relationship, flaunt their new success, and do everything in their power to make it seem like they have moved on effortlessly. But here's the truth: no one can replace you. Narcissists do not value people, they use people. Their new supply is not special, they are simply a new source of validation and control. They are being groomed to go through the same cycle that you escaped. At first, they will put on a show. They will act like they are happier than ever. But the reality is that their new relationship is just a distraction from their defeat. They are trying to convince themselves that they have not lost. But deep inside, they know the truth. They can never replace what they lost with you. This is not about arrogance. This is about reality. The connection they had with you was based on your strength, your kindness, and your energy. You were not just a person in their life. You were a source of everything they needed: attention, admiration, and stability. When you left, you took that with you. And no matter how hard they try, they will never find another you. Their new partner will eventually see through their facade, just as you did. Their cycle will repeat, but you will be watching from a distance, completely unaffected. The narcissist may try to make you jealous, but the real jealousy is in their own heart. They see you growing, healing, and glowing without them. And that realization eats them alive. The destruction is complete because they can no longer access what they once took for granted. They start to self-destruct without your energy. A narcissist cannot survive without supply. They need someone to validate them, to feed their ego, to absorb their toxic energy. When you remove yourself from that role, they begin to self-destruct. You may notice that after you leave, they spiral out of control. They may fall into reckless behavior, get into chaotic relationships, or even start to experience failures in their personal and professional life. This is because they no longer have your energy to sustain them. See, when you were in their life, you unknowingly held them together. Your strength stabilized them. Your love covered their emptiness. Your presence gave them a sense of identity. But once you leave, they are forced to face the void within themselves. This is why they try so hard to pull you back. They don't miss you, they miss what you provided. They miss the comfort of knowing you were always there to pick up the pieces. But this time you are gone, and their world begins to crumble. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen. Their masks will slip. Their lies will catch up to them, and their self-inflicted destruction will become evident. You don't need to wish them harm. Their own nature is their downfall. And the most powerful part, you will not be there to save them. You have moved on, and they are left to deal with the consequences of their own actions. This is how you win, not by seeking revenge, but by removing yourself from their toxic cycle and letting them collapse under the weight of their own deception. You are fully healed, and they no longer exist in your reality. The final and most powerful sign that you have completely destroyed a narcissist is your healing. The day they become nothing more than a distant memory, the day you feel no bitterness, no anger, no resentment, that is the day they truly lose. You see, a narcissist's power is not just in what they did to you. It is in how long you allow it to affect you. If you still replay the past, if you still carry anger, if you still feel the need to prove something to them, they still have a hold on you. But when you have truly healed, they no longer exist in your world. You do not check on them, you do not care about their next move, and you do not define your future by your past with them. You have reclaimed your identity, your peace, and your joy. The narcissist wanted to break you, but instead they built you. They forced you to dig deeper, to become stronger, to set boundaries, to love yourself in a way you never did before. They thought they were destroying you, but in reality, they were shaping you into the most powerful version of yourself. And that is why they lose. Because while they remain stuck in the cycle of manipulation, deceit, and emptiness, you have risen above it. You have become untouchable. True destruction is not about bringing them down. It is about rising so high that they can no longer reach you. And when that happens, you have truly won. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest victory over a narcissist is not in fighting them. It is in outgrowing them. It is in becoming so whole, so healed, so at peace that their presence no longer matters. You do not need to seek revenge. You do not need to explain yourself. The moment you step into your power, the moment you stop reacting, the moment you move forward without looking back, that is the moment you have won. You were never meant to stay in the prison they built for you. You were meant to rise, to thrive, and to live in the fullness of your purpose. The narcissist tried to break you, but instead you became unstoppable. So walk forward, not as a victim, but as a victor. Not in anger, but in wisdom. Not in fear, but in power. You have destroyed their hold on you, and now you are truly free.